Hey everyone, it's John here, and I hope you're doing well. I'm feeling great because you took a second out of your day to check out my video. And also, I'm back. After over a month off, I am back and making content again. It feels fantastic. Um, I was trying to decide how I would handle it. I debated on making a separate video just on why I was out for so long, why I've been inactive. I haven't even been messing around with Twitter or anything like that. But what I'll just do is give you a quick, short version, just to let you know what was going on. So, as I was telling you in a few of my other videos before that I'd set up before I left or before I went on with the move, is I was doing that, moving. And the place that we were moving to fell through. On the day that we started to move, it fell through, so we had to find some temporary housing while we looked for something else. So it took about a month, and we did find this house that we're here in. I'm still not fully set up. My bookshelf isn't looking too good. I got this lamp over here about to fall over. My camera's not doing too great because I need to get the lighting fixed. Please forgive me about that. Um, but yeah, we found this house. Also, in that month in between, I didn't really have any internet. I had some really spotty Wi-Fi from the place that we were at, but it wasn't. It was barely even good enough to watch YouTube or Netflix or anything like that. So I couldn't really mess with any uploading or anything like that. So I was just kind of forced to take the month off. Also, um, I did recently lose someone that was very close to me during all of that. It was a pretty stressful time. But yeah, one of the reasons I don't really want to make that a video separate is because I think it would be long and it would have been emotional, like I said. But it was my mom. I'll just tell you. I lost her. We were very close. It was sad. But I mean, I had my time to grieve. So I guess it's just got to move forward and get back in the saddle, I guess, so to speak. So I guess I'm saying that because even if things were good and I had the internet, I probably wouldn't have been in the best mindset. Excuse me. To even make content for YouTube and paste on the smile and everything. But that's the story. I don't want to drag it out too long. I already do talk too much in these sometimes, so that's it. That's the reason I was out for so long. But hopefully we can get back into it. I also did start another job, so it probably will be at the frequency of one video a week. I hope. I am working quite a bit over here at this place, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into why you're here, why you clicked on the video, and that is because we are playing Gates. We're playing Gates and Explorer. I was wanting to get this out before I was doing my moving and everything, but of course I didn't have enough time to get it edited and everything. And even if I did want to wait till I got internet and just post what I had, expressive iteration was banned, so I did have to re-record the gameplay footage. And then of course after that, Baldur's Gate came out, but that would be for another video since that would be historic content. But that does sound fun. I might do something like that later if you're interested. Historic gates, running some new lands and everything. But yeah, that's about it. We'll go ahead and just get into the deck. As I said, we're playing Explore Gates. So this deck, what Gates wants to do is play kind of a controlling game plan, with running sweepers and some good spot removal. You pretty much just play your gates, try to manage the board as best you can, durdle and draw until your gate payoffs win you the game. Also, this archetype is pretty budget. The only rares that you even need in the deck, I would say, would be Plaza of Harmony. It's not a gate itself, but it does help you fix your mana. And then we also have Mazes In, which is a mythic, obviously right here. But you don't even need to run a full playset. Honestly, you don't even need to run it at all. You can just play Gates without Maze's End and still win the game. Mainly, I'm just running the full Gate package and trying to win the game that way. So what is the Gate package? So we're pretty much running at least one of each gate because we do have Maze's End, but we're essentially a teamer deck, splashing white for one card, which is Settle the Wreckage. I'll get to that in just a second, but yeah, so we're running 4 of Simic Guild Gate for the blue and the green, since we are mainly green in this deck, as you can see here, 13 green, 10 blue, 9 red, and then just 3 white, which is the Settle the Wreckage. So essentially Teamer. So yeah, 4 of Simic Guildgate, 4 of Silesian Guildgate for the white for the Settle, and 2 of Izzet, and then a 4 of the Gruul Guildgate, just to make sure that we have all the mana that we need. As far as non-gates, I've already told you about Plaza of Harmony. As long as you control 2 or more gates, you can gain 3 life, so that's pretty nice to help us stay alive. Also, it taps for a colorless or any color that a gate would produce. Also, as far as non-gates, we have 1 basic forest, you know, just as for, I guess, protection against Beseju, Field of Ruin, so we're not just getting our land sniped and not having something to fetch. We at least have the 1 forest that we can pick up. So let's talk about this deck. As far as gate payoffs, they can all be summed up right here. Guild Summit. It's a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you can tap any number of untapped gates you control, and you draw a card for each gate tapped this way. Also, whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, you get to draw a card. So this is our main card draw engine of the deck. One of the cards that really holds the deck together by helping you find your finishers, find your removal, or whatever you might need for the situation that you're in. We're also running 4 of Gates Ablaze, a 3-mana sorcery. It deals X damage to each creature, where X is the number of gates you control. Great sweeper, that cares about the gates that you have in the deck. And then the last 2 here that I'll talk about are the finishers of the deck. So we have a 4 of Gatebreaker Ram, a 3-mana 2/2, gets +1/+1 for each gate you control, and as long as you control 2 or more gates, it gets Vigilance and Trample. Gate Colossus, an 8-mana 8/8 that costs 1 less for each gate you control. Also can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, which is going to be pretty relevant. And one of the best things about it is whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, you can put this card on top of your library. You can stack the trigger so this will jump on top of your library, and then your Guild Summit will draw that, and you can replay it that same turn. So you can cast this for free fairly often. I mean, of course, you do have to have 8 gates on the battlefield, but in a lot of cases, you can still just cast this thing fairly cheap. 2 mana, 3 mana for an 8/8 that you can repeatedly get back is pretty awesome and kind of hard for some decks to deal with. Also, that 8 toughness might help it dodge Gates Ablaze. Not all the time. Sometimes you will in the late game just wipe your own Colossus, but it's fine. You just play a gate, you get it back, and yeah, so those are our 2 main finishers for the game. Just an 8/8 that just keeps coming back, and then a 7/7, 8/8, 9/9, 10/10, whatever Gatebreaker Ram with Vigilance and Trample doing double duty can win you games in a lot of spots. And let's see. As far as our support cards, we have 3 Abriel Grazers, a 1-mana 0/3, which can be pretty relevant in aggro matchups at 3 toughness. Also, Reach could be good for Angels and other flyers. But whenever it ETBs, you can put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. So, extra gates, extra lands, sure. We'll take it for sure. We're also running 2 of Negate for a little bit of protection. Not completely needed. If you're going to build this deck, you can just go on 1 Negate, or you can just not run any at all and just trust in your own game plan. But I don't know. I am running 2 in this deck just because I feel like it's nice to have a little bit of protection. Plus, we are playing best of 1. So there's no sideboarding. Thrill of Possibility. So as additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card and draw 2 cards. So this is the card draw spell that we're using to replace Expressive Iteration. It's fine. It works great. It's not as busted as Expressive Iteration, but it works great. Thundering Rebuke. We're just running a 2-mana sorcery. It deals 4 damage to a creature or a planeswalker. That last bit of text is relevant, hitting planeswalkers also. Also, we're running Growth Spiral. 2 mana instant, draw a card, put an additional land onto the battlefield. So great in this deck, helps us ramp. We are running 26 lands, so we shouldn't have an issue with getting this to pop and the Abriel Grazer to pop. Let's see, so I've already talked about Guild Summit, Gates Ablaze, Gatebreaker Ram. Circuitous Root, a 4-mana sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land and or gate cards. Put them on the battlefield tapped. So a little bit of ramp in the mid and late game also can help us trigger our Guild Summit to draw some more cards. Pumps up our Gatebreaker Rams. Maybe you can get us another Colossus, something like that. But yeah, fine ramp spell that works very great in this deck. And then Settle the Wreckage. So with Plaza of Harmony and Solar Wreckage, we're running 7 rares in this deck. Maze's End is, I guess you can say 8, but it's a mythic, not a rare. But anyways, Solar Wreckage I wouldn't say is completely needed or necessary. It might be a little bit excessive, but one of the great things about this deck is it's pretty flexible once you have your gate package, which is the Colossus, the Route, Summit, Gates Ablaze, the Ram, Growth Spiral. That's in Abriel Grazer. That's your main gate package. Everything else is pretty flexible, and you can kind of just do what you want. You can run like Kami War, Magma Opus. You can even run the Shigeki and Sky Turtle combo. You can even run Banefire as a finisher in this deck. A lot of options, but I do like Solar Wreckage because it is kind of a good gotcha card. Some people just straight up don't see it coming. This is off ball. Oh boy, that oh my goodness, it's the only white card in the deck, so they might wonder, you might not even be playing it. And then you just get them that way. But yeah, Solar Wreckage, 4 mana instant, exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search their library for that many basic lands, put those cards on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. But usually don't care about that because you're probably winning the game anyway. But yeah, Solar Wreckage, it's our, I guess, 7th sweeper if you count that with Gates Ablaze. And that's pretty much the last card in the deck. I've already went through the lands. I guess we'll talk a little bit more about the budget. Like I said, you don't need the Solar Wreckage. You really can just run the only rares in your deck being the Plaza of Harmony and the Maze's End if you even did want to run it. Say you don't even have Plaza of Harmony. You actually can run this deck without it. Just run your gates and the deck will perform just fine. But other than that, everything else is just common and uncommon. So this will be labeled as a budget deck, even though I am running the Solar Wreckages and all that stuff. But yeah, with that out the way, I guess I'll go ahead and show you the games. It's already been recorded. I did have to record this separate. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. It's just going to have some music on and everything. As always, like the video if you like what you see. Subscribe if you want to see more. Also, it helps the channel out. And it's free 100% to help out just by subscribing. Anyways, thank you all so much. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see y'all next time.